Hi guys, it's Cheri. Um, my heart has been so sad this morning. I've just been so grieved in my spirit over this tragedy that has happened, the school shooting at Santa Fe High School in Texas. It's such a senseless loss. And all I hear in the media is people trying to find out, you know, who the shooter is, who the victims are, talking about gun control, and they completely dodge the fact of what caused this senseless tragedy to happen. What causes all of these senseless tragedies to happen? I'm looking at an article that was published back in November of 2017. That was just 6 months ago, about the same high school, Santa Fe High School. There was another student who admitted intention to carry out a school shooting. He concocted an elaborate plan of a mass shooting at the Santa Fe High School because of bullying. He said he was bullied by not only students but teachers. Now, the student is at a juvenile detention center, and there were two other students that were involved in this as well, but they were released. These students were all 15 years old. Now, I don't know how old the shooter was today. I know it was a student, and I know other students are reporting that this student today who carried out this shooting, this senseless tragedy, was also massively bullied, and not only by students but by coaches. And we're ignoring this problem. You know, the media wants to concentrate on gun control. I'm not in favor of guns. I don't like guns. I don't like weaponry. But the problem is not with the guns, but it's with the bullying and how our children treat one another. I'm looking here at this article, and the frontal lobe in our brains is not fully developed until after the age of 21. Okay, so we have 15-year-olds here shooting other students and other people because they're being bullied. They feel hopeless. They feel as though they have nothing else to lose. And when it comes to this point, they're ready to lose their lives, and they're going to bring others down with it. The people who have caused them to feel this hurt and this pain. Okay, the frontal lobe is the part of the brain that controls important cognitive skills in humans, such as emotional expression, problem solving, memory, language, judgment, and sexual behaviors. It is, in essence, the control panel of our personality and our ability to communicate. Now, if this lobe in our brain is not developed until after the age of 21, then 15-year-olds who are continuously facing bullying and cruelty on a daily basis in school, they're not going to have the cognitive skills that it takes to be able to handle this. Children are cruel to one another. They were in my day. I am almost 50 years old. I'll be 50 years old in the next 2 months. And it was going on in my day. I was bullied. I think everyone is to an extent. I don't know if it seems like it's on a greater scale now. Not that the bullying has changed or the cruelty has changed, but that the means of the bullying is consistent throughout a child's day. You know, it used to be you go to school, you get bullied, you knew when you come home everything would be fine. Well, now there's the internet and there's social media. So the bullying continues even when the children are home. Continues on these social media sites. And so the bullying never ends for these children. We as parents need to take initiative in teaching our children the golden rule, which is treat others as you would have them treat you. We need to teach them to see that God is in every single living thing. That God is in other students. God is in a teacher. God is in all of us. We need to teach our children that we are all one and there is no separation, and that the only separation we have is us separating from one another because of our differences. This is what causes all of this tragedy. Separation. Because of differences. We should embrace and teach our children to embrace differences in one another. We should teach our children to honor life. Parents are so busy making the mighty dollar so that their children can have the material things that they believe they need. But our children need us. They don't need our money. We're letting that go by the wayside. And also, we are biased towards our children. I mean, we can know that our children are bullying another child, or that our child is bullying another child or other children. And a lot of parents, instead of correcting this behavior and teaching them differently, they defend their child because it's their child. They're not seeing what they're doing here. That what their child is actually doing by bullying another one is eventually that's going to come back on them. It is the law of reaping and sowing. And it can come back in a major way, as in these shootings. Especially when you're messing with children whose frontal lobes are not yet developed. And so their cognitive skills are not as they should be, as an adult would be. They're very precious. The bullies, the shooters, the ones who are getting bullied, they're all precious. It's what we teach them and what we don't teach them. I can't imagine the place that these children have to be in order to, number one, plan their own suicide, because this is normally what happens in these events, these tragic events, and to take the others down with them who hurt them. They're coming from a place of pain and anguish and hurt, and they do not have the developmental skills to judge rightly in this. We have to address this problem, not the gun problem, because children, if they want it bad enough, can get a hold of a gun. We all can. We have to go to the core of the problem. if we want to see change. We didn't see school shootings in my day. Really, until Columbine, we never saw a school shooting. And that's when all this internet bullying started as well. So the children are getting bullied at school, at home, and everywhere they go. That's when all of these shootings started. So let's get down to the core of what's causing the problem. What is causing the loss of life, and what is causing 1, 2, 3 children to act in violence against their peers. Don't judge, lest ye be judged. Let's just look in the mirror and see that if violence is manifesting in our schools, that there is a secret violence that's going on in there that's causing the violence to manifest. And the violence is emotional abuse. It's just as violent as physical abuse. And these children are causing emotional abuse, and in turn, this is causing the physical act of violence. It must stop. How are we going to stop this? I really believe it starts at home, and I really believe it should be in schools. It should be taught in schools to honor one another. And if someone has these feelings of being bullied, they need to not be afraid to report it, because they'll be bullied more. But they need to have a safe place to go. I'm going to talk about this. But I sympathize with those students all the students affected by the bullying and by the manifestation of the violence that's caused by that bullying. And I'm not saying that's an excuse for someone to go and shoot up other people. But when we're talking children here, whose brain is not developed enough cognitively, we have to be careful. Words can kill. We have to teach our children this, that our words are powerful. They can give life and they can kill. And literally, when our words are killing others, that death is going to come on us in some form or another. Unfortunately, in events like this, it's tragic. We need to stop listening to the media. We really need to start listening to the children. I'm sorry, but I don't think I can go on. Bless you all. Hold your children a little tighter today. Let them know that they're safe, that they are loved. Teach them to love others and to be kind and compassionate and to be a peacemaker. We need more peacemakers in this world. There's plenty of dividers. We see more and more division and dividers growing up in the society. What we need are peacemakers. We need to teach our children to be peacemakers. That's what's lacking. Bless you all. Bye-bye.